push the on air button.
Okay. Ready? Thank you and welcome to this press conference. I'm Senator Kevin Corbin. I represent the western part of the state. I represent the counties of Transylvania, Haywood, Jackson, Swain, Macon, Clay, Graham, and Cherokee, as well as the eastern band of Cherokees. And this Advocacy Day and press conference is to serve to unite Retail Merchants Associations of North Carolina and the Feeding of the Carolinas. These two organizations that work diligently to get food to all of our neighbors, and we appreciate them very, very much, and that's the reason I'm here today. Retail Merchants Association has demonstrated their commitment to supporting the charitable food network of North Carolina through their time, service, donations, and collaboration to the Feeding the Carolinas, a network of 10 Feeding America food banks in North Carolina and South Carolina. The Feeding the Carolinas network provides food to those neighbors in need across all 100 counties in North Carolina. We know that 14% of North Carolinians, and that's over 1.5 million people, are food insecure, meaning they have limited or uncertain access to adequate food. The need has only grown, as we all know, since Hurricane Helene came through the state and came through my district and my end of the state in September of last year. These food banks that serve impacted areas of North Carolina have experienced a 100% increase in the work since Helene came through, meaning the number of folks needing food bank has doubled. I'm happy to bring this attention and to this need to the good work being done to combat it. Thank you to both organizations for bringing awareness to this need and partnering together for a solution for North Carolina. So again, I appreciate them very, very much. At this point, I'm going to introduce representing the Retail Merchants Association, Mr. Andy Allen. So Andy, if you would please. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Senator Corbin, for hosting this press conference today to shine the light on the issue of hunger in North Carolina. I'm very proud to be here today on behalf of the North Carolina Retail Merchants Association, representing our 2,500 members, representing about 25,000 store locations across North Carolina. It's also my pleasure to represent the Carolina Food Industry Council, which is our grocery division, and the retail and wholesale food industries in both North and South Carolina. Together, through our foundation, the North Carolina Retail Merchants Association and the Carolina Food Industry Council have made annual $50,000 a year donations to Feeding the Carolinas food bank since 2006, totaling $900,000 as of 2024. Last year, we did an additional $50,000 to the Manna Food Bank in the western part of the state, which Senator Corbin represents, because of the desperate need they had of trying to help people with hunger in that area and their facilities being in very bad shape after the hurricane. We know there is a great need in our state for food, as well as the other necessities that the food banks of Feeding the Carolinas provide, and we are proud to partner with them to support our neighbors each and every year. I would be remiss not to recognize our retail members, both chains and independent retailers, who have created their own donation systems to regularly support Feeding the Carolinas and are quick to ramp up in times of great need, such as in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, bringing food and water and many other necessities into those areas from throughout the southeastern United States. Today, on behalf of the North Carolina Retail Merchants Association and the Carolina Food Industry Council, I'm pleased to present our 2025 donation and a check for $50,000 to the food banks of Feeding the Carolinas. And with that, I'd like to call Mr. Darrow up and Mike Darrow up and present the check to Mike and let Mike have a few comments.
There we go. Good job.
Thank you, sir. Giving the big check never gets old. Thank you for being here. I'm Mike Darrow. I'm the Executive Director of Feeding the Carolinas. And so we just want to thank the Retail Merchants Association. You've heard we've had a long history with RMA and their members in supporting us, not just through financial donations, but food and all kinds of support. And that partnership just means the world to us. Senator Corbin, thank you for hosting this.
Yes, sir.
And bringing awareness to the work of our member food banks, as the need remains elevated pre-Helene and now even during Helene as well. With us behind me are some of our member food banks. I'll point out a few. We have the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina on the bookends here. You kind of wave. The Interfaith Food Shuttle, Second Harvest Food Bank of Metrolina, Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina. We also have the Food Bank of the Albemarle, Second Harvest Food Bank of Southeast North Carolina, and of course Manna Food Bank. And they would be here today, but we're at the 6-month point of Hurricane Helene, and so they're participating in activities there to not only look ahead at the daunting task, but also to reflect on the remarkable success of Manna. They use the tag of Manna Rising, and they certainly have done it, and it's because of the support of these food banks that are behind me, and the ones that aren't here as well, is working together to do that. We have the dubious distinction of being the first Feeding America food bank to be completely destroyed. So Manna Food Bank was completely destroyed, lost everything other than their fleet of trucks they were able to move to high ground. And so a lot of the work and them coming back is because of the hard work of the folks behind me. Also, Second Harvest Food Bank of Metrolina and Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina also had impacted counties as well. And so throughout all this, we've had to work together as a team like we always do during disaster, and I can't be more proud of the work of these food banks in helping with that. Reallocating people and resources and just bringing attention and partnering with different groups like Emergency Management, Department of Ag, and others. And so we know we can do more together, and that's why we gather together as part of the Feeding the Carolinas network. It's our strength and our backbone in tough times. And the work is not done yet. Of course, Hurricane Helene, and working through that as well, but also just in food insecurity outside of that. You know, right now, over about 14% of North Carolinians, about 1.5 million people are food insecure. And so we're continuing to see that need rise with all the federal activities and question marks around TFAP and other food programs. It certainly has us in concern to be able to get more and more food. And so policy support, as well as the support of retail merchants and our partners at the Department of Ag as well. We cannot continue to provide the support without the partnership of retail merchants, of the Department of Ag, of other private and public partners that help us with this. And so it's because of all of those and all of you that we're able to do this together and continue to work to fight to end hunger. And so again, on behalf of our member food banks, we want to thank retail merchants for the $50,000, also the additional money to Manna Food Banks as well. And just thank you for being here.
Thanks, sir. So thank you guys for being here. Andy, why don't we get one shot of you guys in front of the podium here with the check together, if you would. And we thank each of you for being here. Thanks to the retail merchants for their donation. And I can tell you this service is much needed in Western North Carolina and the rest of the state. So thank you. Have a good day.